So, being in a sales driven business, what's really interesting is there's a lot of blueprints, a lot of formulas for success. But one of the surest ways to shortcut your way to that success uh, remains just as true as when you were 2 years old. And the surest way to find out what works was to turn to somebody older than you and ask, how do I do this? And then, they will tell you. So that's apparently still one of the most effective ways to shortcut your way to success in a sales driven business. In sales, whether you are in roofing, or maybe you are a real estate agent, maybe you run a marketing agency, or you work in a car dealership, or you work in accounting, financial advisory services, maybe you work in home services, home remodeling, all kinds of businesses like that, solar, things that rely on you setting an appointment and having a lengthy conversation or series of conversations one-on-one with the prospect to actually be able to sell them your solution. So that's the kind of thing that I do, and I help people that are in those kinds of businesses, help them find solutions for their problems, get the growth that their businesses need, and help get them unstuck through various problems that they might be working with in their businesses. Now, a lot of these people are salespeople, right? Maybe they are a realtor and they're used to selling stuff to homeowners, selling them on listing services, things like that. Or they're in roofing, they're used to selling roofing services. Or they are marketing agency owner, they are used to selling marketing agency services. So one of the really fun things that you get to do is to actually talk with prospects, because they are sales experts. Some of these guys are sales experts, and so over the course of the last several months, I've had that chance to talk with a few expert salespeople, a few expert salesmen. They might have been working in various industries, but I did get the chance to at least talk with them. They might have been working in solar, in real estate, um, different kinds of things that they do, or marketing agencies, things like that. And the some of these people, the really experienced veterans, they definitely know what works, which is why it's so useful, whatever industry you are in. If you really want to cut to the chase of what works, then you can just ask the much more experienced, much older people around you in that industry, like, okay, Bob, tell me what really works. And more likely than not, Bob probably knows exactly where the gold is buried. And so that's really interesting. So what was funny was when I was chatting with some of these prospects, some of the veterans, uh, the really successful veterans, had it really clear kind of what needs to be done in their businesses in order to crush it. And so one particular gentleman, let's call him Bob, but that's not his real name, right? Just so at least we can protect his real identity. So Bob said, well, what really works in my industry, what I've seen work and what I know for sure works, is making a lot of cold calls. That's one. And number two, buying leads from platforms like Zillow, Redfin, Homes.com, all these sites where people in his industry, he's a real estate guy, people in his industry buy leads from this place. So he says, those things, I know that stuff works. And that was just so interesting. And, you know, uh, more recently, another gentleman, uh, let's call him, let's find a good, mean, Russian sounding name for him. uh, what should we call him? Well, let's call him Stalin, for lack of a lack of a more ready Russian sounding name. Not his real name, of course, but Stalin told me. Stalin told me. This sounds like the beginning of a dark, sinister novel, right? But Stalin told me that what really works in his industry is one, making a lot of cold calls, and two, um, building a database of people that are interested, kind of warm prospects, and then three, making 30 to 50 touch points for each contact in that database. Like he was definitive that like this is the absolute key to success in his industry. And you have to agree that both of these gentlemen's prescriptions actually would work surprisingly well for any kind of sales driven business, not just the one they happen to be in. And it's really interesting. Now, also, when I look at the kinds of things that we promote at the company that I'm working with, um, our blueprints look surprisingly similar to the recommendations of this gentleman, and what works for other people in other industries. So when you get really right down to the bottom of it, if you are in a sales driven industry, a sales driven business, um, you might feel like you have to reinvent the wheel in order to get growth, in order to get results. But if you ask the really experienced veterans around you, you might find that success is actually much, much simpler than you would ever think.